Let's play quietly. Hey everybody, this is Brian here from Let's Play Quietly, and I am playing Overwatch on Route 66 with Mercy. I believe that I talked about in a previous episode my desire to learn Mercy because I have played a bunch with Lucio and a decent amount with Zenyatta, but Mercy is a character that I really don't know well at all, and so I've been playing some matches with her just to try to become a better healer and be able to provide that when a team needs it or nobody else wants to play a healer, because I consider healers to be support, even though in every game, I like being a support class, I like being medics, I like being healers, and so one of the things that I've been trying to get better at with Mercy is keeping myself alive, which sounds like a no-brainer, but I wasn't doing a very good job of that before, but also using her ability to kind of zip to characters to really toggle between them much better, because I haven't been doing that well like I would when I first started playing Mercy. I would just stick to one character and try to keep them healed up the entire time, and in general I do try to keep the tanks topped off, but I'm trying to do a better job of moving between characters and keeping the whole team up and running. And so I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of that a little bit, but I still often will leave myself out in the open and very vulnerable, because I might zip in too quickly and find out that there's characters behind me, like there is right here. And I was just trying not to get myself killed here. And that McCree had my number. And there are definitely matches where you have the other team really zeroing in on you and killing you, as much as they possibly can, which is what they should try to do. But then you have other matches where they kind of lose track of you and you can sort of flit around in the background. That's another thing I've been trying to do, is figure out when the best time to use my resurrection and bring people back and get the most amount of people with my res. So we're doing pretty good so far in terms of moving the payload, and I feel like I'm doing a decent job of keeping the team alive. But then again, if you're a Mercy player, by all means give me tips and give me critiques and stuff like that, because I'm just kind of learning as I go. I haven't watched a ton of videos about Mercy. I'm just sort of playing it by feel. And I probably missed an opportunity to keep Roadhog alive there. So I'm just trying to keep Diva alive until the rest of the team gets back, and then she decides to jump away. And I'm kind of stuck for a second. But I got my res back, so I'm doing a pretty decent job right now, because I have my second ult. But that Hanzo is hunting me. Man, I could tell that Roadhog was trying to find me. So I'm just taking evasive action right now. just walked right into that. So far, so good. We are moving the payload. And, it's kind of weird for me, like, not having to think at all about trying to get kills, but I really don't with Mercy. It's just, staying alive and keeping your teammates up and running. But I've talked about before with other characters, like, I'm not always good at realizing what's happening around me or above me or behind me. So with Mercy, you really have to know what's going on around you because it's so easy for other players to kill you that you kind of have to either be using your teammates as cover or doing like this, like going behind cover, and I just walked into the entire enemy team right there. I knew I was done for. That soldier had my number, and then of course I backed into Pharah, so forget about it. But I haven't died a ton yet in this match, so it's like, I'm not doing terrible. Now I just have to catch up to everybody. And that probably was a waste of my ult, but I had been sitting on that one for a little while, and I was afraid that, I just felt like I had been sitting on it for too long. So I went for it. And we're kind of stuck at this point right here. We're having a lot of trouble getting this thing around the corner. I feel like Pharah literally just had a ult, and she did it again. So she is clearly having a good game. Roadhog's using his ult right there. So we were really getting pushed back at this point right here. And having a lot of trouble getting this thing around the corner. Once we do, we start to get a good push, but and now we're doing okay. We've got some momentum. Roadhog is a character that I would like to play in the future because I have probably spent 15 minutes with him since this game came out. And I'm really good at getting killed by him, but not so good at using him. And I think we just, we took it. So that's just round one, but we took all 3 points. And now we gotta flip. So I decided to stick with Mercy because I think most of those guys stayed with whoever they were already using. I toyed with the idea of doing May, but it didn't look like anybody wanted to be the healer, so I just sort of rolled with it. And again, the number one goal for me is to not leave myself too out in the open and to make sure that I'm kind of going between teammates and not just following one teammate. So we are on defense here. I haven't had a chance to play Overwatch a ton since the Orisa update. Like I've gotten, and one time I have played it, I have been trying to do as many matches with Orisa as I can. But really, her and Mercy are kind of the only ones I've played so far since the new patch. I have not gotten a chance to play Lucio yet, and I know Lucio got buffed a bit. The problem is that some of the buff is around his wall running, and I am terrible at that, so I'm going to have to figure that out if I'm going to be a decent Lucio player. But I felt like right here we were already way too far back, and we had given up a huge chunk of ground right out of the gate. We also let them get to our back line. Like, we did not start off super strong right here. We were kind of all over the place. And again, that Pharah. I watched a good video the other day by, I think it was Unit Lost, where they were talking about how often someone will, when you have a Pharah on the other team, a lot of times people will just assume that it's like Soldier's job to take care of Pharah, or like assign one person to take care of Pharah. And what he was basically saying is that you really just have to address her as a team and take her out quickly as a team rather than having one person have to worry about her. I think the problem sometimes is that you have nobody on the team that's worrying about her, and so she just becomes like this unstoppable force. But if the whole team takes a second to just track her and take her down, you can kind of suppress Pharah enough where maybe somebody will switch off of her. But a lot of times it's the Soldier that ends up, basically getting the task of having to hunt her down. That was a good example of me just getting myself killed by walking right into the middle of like 3 enemy teammates. Which is just kind of stupid, so. And we're doing okay here. I mean, they're not steamrolling us yet, but I wanted to make sure I had a teammate with me before I go peeking around. I was really hoping that Roadhog would have got a hook there. And again, I find myself in a whole boatload of trouble. So that's something I'm trying to avoid, and I wasn't doing a very good job of it in this match because I kept putting myself in like one-on-one situations, which I'm obviously going to get killed, like Genji's just kicking my butt there. Finally, Roadhog showed up and helped fend him off, but by then I was so down on health that it only took a couple shots from Soldier to take me out. But at this point I'm over 10,000 healing for the match, which is not terrible. And I have my ult. But they're getting closer. I don't know if that was a good res or not. I guess it was. I just feel like anytime I'm resing less than like 2 or 3 teammates, then it's a wasted one, but it kind of depends more on the situation rather than how many. I was just trying to stay out of the kill zone. But no, got caught out in the open with Diva's nuke. I'm almost at 12,000 healing now. But they are pushing forward. have been nice to stop them at this point, but I don't think that was to be. And of course, by the time I get out there, I'm already outgunned, so this is where we kind of lost a lot of our momentum right here. We were kind of off spawn, everybody was discombobulated, and of course they pushed through the point, so now they're inside. And this is where things get crazy. Again, I have my ult. Uh-oh, I can hear a soldier coming, and I know I'm probably going to get myself killed. But somehow I managed to stay alive. I know that Genji is tracking me, though. And of course I get killed by stupid Reaper. Yep, I didn't even see that coming. That was a total blindside. So we're only up by 1 point at this point. And things are not looking good. Can always use some armor. And there's Pharah again. Oh, it's so satisfying to watch. Roadhog hooker. Genji's ripping into me again. Yeah. Whew. Just barely avoided that. It's getting down to crunch time now. I feel like right here I'm doing a pretty good job of bouncing between people. But it's that point of like, do I go out too far to try and save the teammate and put myself in a situation where I'm gonna get killed? Oh, stupid Genji. Yep. He was on me this entire match. And now it's getting down to the nitty-gritty. And see, here's where I wish I had my ult, because everybody's dead. Yep, that's not good. Not good at all. I was just hoping that I was going to make it back out there. I mean, they're literally right on the point. It's a miracle that I did not get killed right there. And even though I didn't need it, it was nice to be able to use my ult right there, so that was another close match where we held them right on the doorstep and won 3-2, so not too bad. I feel like I did a pretty decent job there, but I don't really know. I probably could have been more effective. I probably could have used my ults better and rezzed more of my teammates, but we won, and I felt like I had a pretty good... I felt like I did a pretty good job of spreading it out between teammates, so... And I ended up with almost 16,000 healing, so... Look at Diva, 40 eliminations, that's killer. That's really good. So, all in all, a pretty good match, so I'm slowly starting to get better with it. So, if you like this video, then please click like and subscribe to our YouTube page, and I will be back again soon.